how do you structure alliance relationships, partnership relationships, and joint venture relationships? What's the best way to do that, and that provides a greater amount of security and yet having some flexibility, so as those relationships evolve, that for either party inside of those relationships, there's a way to step away, to enhance, to possibly buy out. So are there good ways to structure those?
Rule number one, you got to put it in writing. I think that if you're talking about a formal joint venture or partnership, that's really the best way to protect yourself first and foremost. So I think that that's something you definitely want to consider. I think more philosophically, the best kind of partnerships are, it sounds kind of simple, but ones where both sides benefit. If only one side is winning, it's more of a parasite kind of relationship than an actual partnership. So that's something to keep in mind. You want to find partners that have a similar DNA to you, that there really is something that you're both taking away from the relationship. And I think when you do put it in writing, when you do formalize it, because there are informal partnerships that can work, you do want to be able to walk away, like you said, you want to structure it so that the two sides can sort of part amicably and make sure that no one's getting burned in the process, because otherwise you're putting up a whole lot of risk and you could get burned after the fact. So that's the last thing that you really want to do.
You hear a lot of people think about starting a social media strategy, and I hear a lot of small business owners say, I'm going to hire an intern to do that. Is that a good idea? Can interns really create and sustain a social media strategy for a small business effectively?
Barry, are you on Twitter?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, well, he's thinking about it. I am on Twitter. Let's put my Twitter up on the screen right there. Invite you to follow me. You know, everyone's talking about Twitter and Facebook, and I think there's definitely a legitimate reason for businesses to at least test the waters with some of these. And I do think an intern can be a great way of doing it because A, they're cheap, B, they come from, you know, this generation that really grew up with the social media. So that's a great way to sort of test it out. I think interns are great for entrepreneurial companies. And there are legitimate ways, you know, in the case of Twitter specifically, that you can target customers, you can search all the people who are tweeting out there for potential customers. So it really does depend on your industry. You don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it, but like Barry, you should at least be considering it, and an intern can be a great way to do it. Barry, are you on Twitter? One more. Thank you, Barry.